second Harbor pick in this Omega bracket.
Which I'm very excited to see. We saw him use it a lot towards B previously, but this time it's going to be towards A. And then also note, as we think about this composition, how to play it, you've got Viper walls, you have Harbor walls to work with as well. The double controller should help you establish a lot of space on the site.
Right away, though, 100 Thieves is playing up in this 410 position. You have Cryo with a flash. This wall is going to try to isolate them.
Cryo, the first to fall. As Howdong plays around some of his teammates' utility. EDG is getting a couple of these early kills, but boy, are they weak. Stellar and Bang, the two that remain, as you see Stellar trying to creep across. One dashes right across the screen. Spike planted. How do they get past this 2v4? Spike ticking away as the onus is on 100 Thieves. Stellar able to pick Smoggy out of the sky. What else can he find? Avoiding the dart, avoiding the molly as well. But it's just buying time. Bang just drops down straight to his death. As Kong Kong is 3 on the round. Now Stellar in an outrageously difficult situation. Only really gets nothing. He had one shot at one, but that's all it was. EDG got the pistol.
I love this Harbor. And it just doesn't work out at all. But I do have to say, the first couple of things that I see here from 100 Thieves in response to the Harbor pick tells me that they're prepared. The way that Asuna walked out deep on Raptors behind that wall as well.
Yeah.
It's like they know the angles already. That doesn't mean that they're going to be able to completely counter everything right off the bat. And obviously, EDG coming in with pace, too.
They're going to get another attempt at trying to weather the A hit from EDG. As you see the drone, the same wall coming up from Harbor as we saw previously. But this time a bit of delay out of the attacking side.
And you can see as well the Harbor high tide covers all the way through Rafters.
Holy smokes. I mean, you had the molly, the shock dart, the nano, and then the cascade, too. Do such a good job of trying to clear that area of the map out. Now they start to creep their way forward. Kong Kong with the Marshall. It doesn't get much easier than that, does it?
I feel like I haven't even looked at anywhere on the map. Obviously, we've gone to A twice, but I haven't looked at the setups.
Round 3, 1 point away from having the Blade Storm online. And this is going to be a different look. This time they're going to head over to B.
And you could commit this Viper wall towards B without any hesitation at all in the default. And this is what it is. You talked about the kills. It's netted Kong Kong his knives already.
And a quick note there, because of that, he's able to hand the Marshall off to nobody. Bang playing on the other side of the wall as they've established yellow control. Again, you see the utility dumped across.
Trying to use the Cove to get this plant down over top of the Viper wall. There's not going to be too much spam.
Dude, the utility that they're using, again, the Cove, the Cascade, the High Tide, the Viper Wall, everything. Meticulously dissecting and devouring every area of the site.
But here's where the Omen pick comes into real good fruition. You've got the flash and the smokes to really have dynamic retake opportunities.
There was that flash that you just mentioned, Derek, able to get the opening kill. Remember, they have rifles here. This should not be a fair fight. And so far, it's going 100 Thieves' way. It's just one left on the side of EDG. Makes it a 1v2, 47 HP though. Not much left to work with. A 3K for Derek and 100 Thieves with the first.
I think that comes down to the post-plant retake. And Chichu on the flank taking way too long to be any sort of value, but also just the retake coming in really quickly as well.
Be early on. That's our 100 Thieves has 3 of their members playing. No real mid presence other than the turret and kitchen.
Yeah, I have to say the tendency so far from EDG is to just send it on the first exploration they have. So I would not expect them to pivot off of this.
Yeah.
Although with Chichu's position, he's definitely holding the flank to make sure that they maintain that space if they do want to pivot.
And as much as we've talked about EDG sending it or trying to maintain pace to apply pressure on 100 Thieves, this round is a bit more quiet. A bit more careful. As I say, they're slowing down. You see Kong Kong dash across the site and instantly get popped.
And look, as soon as that goes in the favor of 100 Thieves, they're falling back. And they don't have the orb to pop up anymore, so they have to take the fight, and nobody just demolishes Derek.
Yeah, man, I thought Derek had the beat on that for sure.
There's nobody here on the A site right now. Chichu does not have that read, though. This will get the information, but as well going for the res, so still an advantage situation for 100 Thieves. Good retake last round. Let's see what they can cook on this A site this time. Cryo with the smoke, it's still just as impactful. You can throw it up on the pipes, and you can smoke off the spike.
It'll be interesting to see how EDG plays this. The Reckoning confirmed that there is nobody on site, so the retake that you were just referring to is on full display here. They play off site. Nobody has one shock dart left to work with. There it is. Instantly gets used. Smoggy playing up in heaven again, using the utility to buy some space, buy some time. Nobody peeking just on the other side of the cascade, but Asuno's going to stick it. He's going to get it the whole way there, and that's exactly what he does. Stellar with 3 on the round. 100 Thieves tie it up.
And that's Cryo right there. That's what I was talking about. Everybody was fighting in front, and they just did not have the information about what was going on, where Asuno was. Stellar doing such a good job as well. Nice 2 shots as well from him.
Yeah, very clean. Note here, it is going to be a lighter buy for EDG. There is the Hunter Siri in play for nobody as the counter to Stellar's lockdown.
Kong bot. Kong's got a Vandal, so he's got a hero rifle. Saw what he could do in the first 2 rounds, but a lot of confidence put into him by Haodong.
I mean, you got to put tools in your playmaker's hand, surely. We'll see if it pays off.
First mid look at all for EDG. Haodong's all the way up inside of the tube already, and 100 Thieves is very passive on watching it, so he could definitely find some damage if they're not careful of the timings.
There's the lockdown used. No Hunter Suri invested yet, and they may just not use it. They may just rotate away.
He'll get the position of Chichu. I mean,
Yeah,
he took the rope. He's all the way top 410.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. He's so far up.
Oh, he heard him. For sure he heard him inside that tube. But did not really get the information about the cross right now, and still nobody's really looking. Derek has his Hunter's Fury. He could definitely delay this plan a little bit. Oh, they're so careful about what's on A already. They have an inkling.
Oh, a temporary moment of silence is now Haodong putting his orb up. You imagine he can apply pressure through mid-map. Also keep an eye on Kong. He's on the opposite side of the map right now. The Hunter's Fury invested. Spike tap, 20 seconds left. You don't really have time to rotate. You gotta commit here. And off of that, Kong died towards B.
Still so much control on the safe side. They have to go when the spike's getting planted. 13 seconds, he's not on it yet.
No.
The flash delays even more.
And the shock dart bought some time too, but 2 clean shots out of Chichu. Stellar equalizing it. Nobody landing the shots with the classic 2 seconds left. The spike's not gonna go down.
Shock.
Derek has to stay alive. Oh my gosh, the sidestep just in the nick of time.
Oh my goodness. To go for that. That margin is so close. And that shot from nobody as well. Just randomly no-scoping through the Viper wall. He gets punished eventually. I mean, there is some heroics going on for EDG right now. It's just not quite enough. That was an eco though, mind you. They invested not only a lockdown for 100 Thieves, but also a Hunter's Fury with that lockdown. But look what 100 Thieves is doing as well. Instant pressure towards B with a one-way onto Garage.
3 players over there as well. It looked like they were expecting something, but no, it's in fact more positioning and aggression towards A from EDG. The drone used early. Also note, there's no one playing towards B long to make sure there are no rotations or anyone flanking around. They are fully committing to A here, Bala.
That drone just got a lot of information that the site is clear, and I think that also they don't invest the lockdown because of that. Just that early information, nothing's being thrown, no utility. And now they have the ability to use that in the post plant, but Chichu's fighting on the flank here. Oh, bang! Has a big opportunity to close up this round.
The smoke, if you're precarious, now you see the Hunter's Fury through as the fight starts to erupt across the site. Again, you have to keep an eye on the pressure coming in from the flank. Bang's able to get a Chichu. Can he find anything else? The pressure has to be applied now. Nobody falls. Now Cryo pushing forward. They've got him pinched. They've got him stymied. They've got him suffocated. And they've got him done.
The plan from beginning to end there, set up the B flank, get that control, and bang. Goes absolutely nuclear. Would love to see him take down the 2 players who were 100% on the retake again.
And it was such a good pinch, right? The Cryo smoked for Bang from coming in on the retake. The smoke comes through, Bang gets these 2 kills, and Cryo's pushing in at the exact same time. They had him pinched. The timing on Smoggy's reckoning as well.
Yeah, they used that to clear for information last time, rather than to try to execute with it. And again, 3 players towards B. Mike immediately out the timeout. They're recognizing the amounts of pressure being put here by Edward Gaming at the beginning of these rounds. And it's funny because it slowed down immediately on the other side too, knowing that's not something you're going to be able to rely on with how dynamic the calling is on this game. There's the lockdown going in.
The only thing they have as far as defenses on A is the utility from Stellar. And it caused some problems in the previous round. It caused a little bit of damage. but that's it for now. Smoggy getting the spike down.
Look how much farther. Oh, bang with the spam on the Kang.
There's the Reckoning, and it's going in aggressive, but do they scale up with it? Do they push with it? Or is it just to send them back? To buy some space? I mean, they're flashed up to high heaven. They can't see a dang thing. Cryo gets a kill into nobody as it traded back and forth. Now 3v3 left for the round. Kong weak. Spike ticking away. He's fallen. 41 HP left for Chichu, and he's going to fall as well. It's just down on Smoggy. He's got a Guardian, and he's got a 1v2 before him.
Oh, my goodness.
Cryo with 3 on the round. Stellar's going to get the defuse as well.
He just TPs up. He just goes somewhere where you're not supposed to be in the defensive retake and just completely catches Edward again off guard. They were, I mean, Kong pushed way up. Nobody pushed way up. Most of the time they were falling back, trying to play post plant and spam down the diffuser up in side of the nest where they plant.
Yeah.
Continue to play up close, but they've got to have a little bit more in terms of the team play.
Blades from use instantly by Kong. Pressure towards A as we've seen before. Interesting that they invest the Viper Spit out from Bang towards B.
Wow.
That's also the first time we see this Sage Wall.
Yeah. Sage Wall invested on top of having the turret and kitchen, which, by the way, spots both the top tube, walk up, and the under tube.
So you've got kitchen covered, you've got top tube and under tube covered, you've got B long covered, and this is all invested on a pistol round.
Yeah. And remember, most time, ooh, this walk up from Kong. Really nice and silent. And behind the Viper wall too, so that's not information that you have. Most of the time 100 Thieves is playing offsite. This time they have players who can definitely go ahead and pop and flood onto the site.
But they've been had. You see Kong trying to get aerial, trying to find something. A kill, and no, Cryo gets it.
He just smokes and walks up, takes the space that they're not taking, and is able to isolate fights just like that. Mid-split going in, double Viper wall, or double wall and high tide on both sides, and Stellar still!
No way, bro, no way.
How do you do that? The off-season magic continues from him.
Just a read on the game. Cryo getting another kill. It's a 5v1. Nobody's surely done and dusted here. Yeah, I want to very quickly, Balla, kind of pick your brain on this because we talked at the beginning of the map about Cryo on Omen, right? And Cryo's known for being electric. He's mechanically insane. He's normally played these duelist roles, have a little bit of room to work with. And we asked questions around why Omen. Well, no shot. Okay, 2. All right. But we asked why Omen. Right, and the more I watch him play, I've seen him aggressively, right, teleport, take space, take these fights with his flashes. I figure if you're going to put him on a controller, Omen probably makes the most sense because of his mobility and his playmaking ability too. Yeah,
it definitely adds a little element of playmaking, but it also removes some as well.
Sure.
But I think this is going to be, especially if you continue to have this type of idea from 100 Thieves, add a little element to Cryo's game that I mean, he had just not in massive droves, right? The team play element to play for his teammates. And I think Cryo is that smart, cerebral player that you have each other, not just using everything for Cryo. That definitely adds tons of value.
Yeah, absolutely. Derek grabbing that orb early on, getting the Hunter Shuri online, while the drone, the Harbor utility, and the Spike are towards B. The thing is here, they have that alarm bot just on the other side of B long.
I mean, they have 2 lurks going on over towards A right now for Edward. And just frequently you're having so many players rotate towards the B side early. And there's actually nobody on A right now for 100 Thieves. This could go in so many different directions right now because there's volatile elements everywhere.
An outrageous shot. Smoggy getting the spike down. The Hunter Shuri used. Remember, there are still 2 members from EDG over towards A. They tap the spike, they draw out utility, and then they're going to go back A.
Right, this looks really reminiscent of that round where we had the lockdown invested on the eco. The Hunter Fury from Derek as well. Almost identical here. They're pivoting, but Asana's here. They also have the wall for post plant. Still a lot of tools, but this Viper's Pit is going to be really difficult to deal with, cutting off the rotation in from Cryo from screens.
And he has an op. How does he navigate that? Well, like that. Okay.
That's the Viper's Pit down!
It's gone! That was the shroud that they had to play around! Asuna getting another kill. Chichu trading it back. 3v3 here. No ults to speak of. Cryo. Shot going just a bit wide, just a bit errant. While Concons does not. That's the op out of the hands of 100 Thieves for now. 3v2. Numbers heavily tilting back in favor of EDGs as they get around back. Dude, I loved how EDG Hunter's Fury, and then they know they're going to end A off the pit.
And that's a tendency that we've already seen. 100 Thieves definitely gets a little scared. I mean, I called it out right at the beginning of the game. There's the shot from Cryo, by the way, on a how down. Look to have that in their prep. Look to have that as one of their win conditions, is simply just put down your utility early and let them go ahead and W key.
Note the buy for 100 Thieves is light. Cryo has taken a lot of space up B long. Again, flank covered by Chichu. Reckoning, that's the third one of the half, by the way.
Stellar stunned up top. They're not getting through, though. Just a fake again. Cryo's got a shorty up close. They're going to go into him. No. Chichu's too aware. And that's a full rotate now from 100 Thieves.
The thing about these hits is that they take a little while for them to fully manifest on the side of EDG, and it gives 100 Thieves a chance to rotate over, but the gun difference here is very considerable. Stellar the only one with a rifle, but for Asuna, that may be a rifle on its own.
Oh, wait. They've brought this back. The spike's down right now.
Oh, but the thing is, Concon's in kitchen, and they have no idea. The op to the back of the head, Asuna's dead.
But they're all back at Snowman right now. And there's not really anything to block the sight lines. The wall's been used over towards the other side. Derek gets another one.
The spike's not down either. It hasn't been planted. It has to be on Concon right now to create some space. And no, now Chichu's left in this 1v3. How the heck have 100 Thieves done this? Managed to potentially steal around away.
No way, investing it.
I mean, you've got to risk it, right? You've got to secure it. You've got to do your darndest to get there.
You're 65 HP, though, against the weapons that they have. Oh, my goodness.
They just waited out here, surely. They're going to have to wait it out, but they should get the defuse.
Yeah, easily. Whew. I was looking at that. The fact that 100 Thieves' money was low in the first place was surprising to me on that. But you could see the impact that some of these nasty shots that the Edward Gaming players are hitting on all rounds.
Yep.
Gives them bank for the rest of the game, the rest of the half, I should say. And breaks EDG's economy right back as well.
One enemy reloading.
Derek was so clean with those Marshall shots.
I just love how Chichu can win this. And that would have been huge, too. That was a round that could have swung things to be a very, very close game. Oh, Cryo. He tried to TP on top of that wall. They used that wall earlier, kind of surprisingly, remember?
Yeah.
And they didn't TP on top. This time, they say, okay, we're not going to do that. Trying to condition them to not worry about it. And yet they still are. Good discipline from EDG.
Bang tagged by the dart, has to back up. They get the res for Cryo back online.
Getting
Are they
ulted.
dropping the Hunter Fury? Yeah, on the res. Oh, he got away.
Oh, the second.
No. Derek, how is he still alive? He's got 8 HP.
He's getting healed through all of that as well. Bang staying in front of the cascade. Every time there's somebody up here, they're just so aware of how 100 Thieves is playing retake on A. But they're not really able to get past this lane.
It's a big shot out there from Concon. He had to land that. He'd scaled so far up without triggering any of the utility.
Oh no!
That's gonna hurt. He's got to dash in forward. He's got no real way to go.
Cryo with not the jet movement there. Almost loses his life, but we're going back for another 5v5 retake. It was a low buy here for EDG, but definitely still some punch to it too.
Nobody with one shock dart. Howdong with 2 Viper mollies to work with here.
And the flank coming from nobody as well. With how long 100 Thieves has taken to group up here, that could definitely come into effect. He's got a Bulldog as well.
There's the first bit of utility, post-plant to delay to buy some time. And now there's nobody on the flank, as you just mentioned. Viper mollies going through, trying to buy their time. They have to take the fight to EDG's doorstep, and they try and they fail. It does not go their way. Not again. Asuna does it again! That's the second time the Red Bull clutch comes through!
But that's what happens when you really don't see it too often. You're just not comfortable against it. And I can guarantee you're not really seeing much of this. This has kind of been so many chances to come back into this, and it's just slipped out of their hands.
Op in the hands of Cryo, the turret cleared out. Very similar setup offensively from EDG as what we've seen previously.
To say, since EDG has slowed down, definitely feels like they've been less explosive, but
Yeah.
they're really trying to exploit the way that 100 Thieves is playing that A site. But Kong, while he's still getting some frags, he's just not being as much of an explosive factor that we saw in the first two. And I have to say as well, scoreline 8-3, it feels like a much closer game, much closer affair.
I mean, those 2 rounds, right?
Yeah, I mean,
We're
we could be
talking
looking
about
7-5 half
exactly.
instead.
It's been so close. You see EDG, again, the synergy of utility that they have to try to clear out these back-turn corners on A. Flawless. And while there's no one there, they've taken the space. They've taken Cryo's life, too. What a shot from Smoggy. Gonna have a shot at another, no bang, wins out that duel. Start to see some of the utility. Chi-Chu on the flank. He's gonna try to exploit mid-map.
Nobody behind the wall.
One
Only
for
one.
one. 3v3 here. They've got a wall to hide behind. Derek's going to be able to hold it to half. He might be able to hold it the entire way. No, the wall cleared out. Utility still at his feet. How much more can they hide behind now? Chi-Chu's timing perfect. Derek in this 1v3 with 46 HP. He's not going to pull it off. EDG gets a 4. Still an impressive half out from 100 Thieves. And really EDG too.
How this moment is going to play out on the attacking side now from 100 Thieves. And just like we saw from Cryo, I definitely think that there's some massive retake opportunities. Look at this mid-split. They've smoked off Boiler, and they're just running it down at nobody right now.
Dude, nobody had so much to deal with. And they continue to apply pressure. Bang Bot walks away with 2.
I mean, there's 3 players in the flank right now. Turret is down. Stellar's not in range, but Derek already should hear. No, I don't think he does. Either way, the information that they have, Cryo walked through the smoke in the other direction by TPing up into his smoke.
I mean,
And they have complete information.
Yeah, they have really everything they could possibly ask for. They've even got a cheeky little wall.
It's
but look
planted
at,
for them, too.
Yeah, they're playing far up on it. They just want to take the fight mid.
I love this. Retaking this space that is crucial for them to fight the guys on site. Leave Derek to it. And a good smoke for the escape, too.
Howdong struggled in the first half, but that's a very clean kill. Kills going back and forth. Howdong with 21 HP in this 1v3. Stellar's weak, but this time's not on his side. The spike wasn't either, and 100 Thieves win the pistol.
AGG won the first, definitely a good place for 100 Thieves to solidify this lead a little bit more. Once the gun rounds start, you have no clue how it's going to take us.
Just so difficult to deal with all of that mid-aggression in a pistol, right?
Teams who have never played against Omen. Not saying that AGG, they might be experienced, they might not be. Just by those 2 defuses alone, I think I lean towards not experienced. And you don't really consider that possibility. All of a sudden, your comms are going crazy. They smoked mid twice. And what do you do in that case? You don't have the protocols built for it.
Absolutely, yeah. It just becomes reaction at that point, and that's where things can get real hairy. Quiet start to this round for 100 Thieves. Note, there isn't really much of an investment for EDG here. There's also nobody at B. Wall goes up, spike goes down, and it's going to be on EDG to try to attempt this post plant.
Interesting investment of the Viper wall here as a retake. You can definitely get on the spike and pressure them by having to spam through the... What is that from Derek? I mean, just through the smoke, finding the timing. I guess you're just trying to catch him as he walks through.
Oh, the only
And
logical...
it's a double spam, by the way, too, with Bank, so they're 100% like trying to insta-kill somebody.
Yeah, the only logical explanation is they have heat-seeking. Well, it's just been outrageous. They've done it so many times.
When did that gun come out?
It's the new meta. Again, you start to see some of the spam through as Stellar's trying to deal with the flank coming around. This round all but done. And that's 10 for 100 Thieves. The Prime Gaming Flawless comes through.
I was hoping to see a little bit of the retake defensive ideas with the Harbor Viper has been to actually have double coverage with the Viper wall on the defense.
EDG, this in a lot of ways feels like do or die. You've got to be able to win this round, start to get some things rolling your way.
How quick do 100 Thieves recognize there's only one player on the site right now in Chi-Chu?
Nobody close by, but you're right, there's not a lot here. Instantly pushed off of Nest as they have to go for the second option. Chi-Chu playing inside the smoke.
Oh,
He's going to be able to scale up a decent amount, and Cryo was waiting for it, but Chi-Chu wins out the duel anyway. That's the second one. He's been a pest.
and that's a lot of the post plan down as well. Derek still with shocks. Oh, the Molly's gonna vulnerable up Asuna.
Oh, just on the other side of the wall, and Concon dashes away. And
Combs
now
up too.
it may be on Howdong to try to seal the defuse away, but no, they're just gonna get the kills through.
Talk about heat seeking too. Smoggy's tracking him through the wall all the way. I thought Austin might have an opportunity there with the rope movement that he's so well known for. Using that wall into great effect. And Chichu as well, silent on the site, and that might have lulled them into a false sense of security that they're playing, much like 100 Thieves defensive side protocols were like. Just back up, give them the site, retake as a flood.
Nobody bringing a Bulldog into this round, but Vandals and Phantoms the rest of the way.
Scanning ahead.
It's really difficult with that cascade going deep down, and then a high tide to follow up as well to really take this space from him. And Derek doesn't have the drone. I'm not sure if it was broken earlier, if he just didn't have the money for it. Flash through anyways. Kong's in a great position here.
Yeah,
they're not clearing.
Flash, they drop down, and Derek
the
falls. Bang ready to receive on the other side, though. Bang! What a shot! Cryo still pushing his way forward through all of the harbor utility. They managed to establish control on B.
Cryo looks like he's been playing the controller role his entire time. I really thought just on that swing that was Bang. That Bang doing work as well. And they've got the res too to lock this round up almost entirely.
Surely, yeah. And you've got heavy numbers. You've got the wall sectioning off the plant still. Nobody doesn't have money. So you imagine this is just a save at this point. Try to keep these two weapons in the next round. But it's going to be dire times for EDG here, Balla.
It absolutely is. They probably will be able to scrape together a buy. And they are dangerous players, no matter what. No matter if it's Guardians, Light Armor, whatever. But Smoggy with the 2.8K, he should be able to full buy. Kong and Howdong as well. Should be able to get something going. And I'm curious how far Kong is from the 9-2. 2 tips away. There's the final timeout for Edward. And they've got a long time to cover with it as well.
Dude, Bang just plucked him out of the sky.
Yeah.
That was outrageous.
And you're dominating like this?
Yeah.
I mean, it reminds me of Navi a little bit yesterday, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Aggressive here. They try to deny Kong the orb. He doesn't go for it. He gets through. Does take a little bit of a damage. But look at the high tide as well. They cover all of it. They drone back through. They have a lot of space deep up A.
Yeah, I really like how they used all the harbor utility and the drone out from nobody to set up Concon to either set up for a duel or just take the space. And now they've darted back A. They're getting so much info and so much space off of this pressure A. And that's the thing, is you're going to want to set up your star in situations like this. He has to be your playmaker.
Yeah, but the big thing, they invested that, right? So they don't have the drone to clear potentially this Viper's Pit that's going to go down for Bang.
Yeah.
And this is a massive round. Could put 100 Thieves on match point. There's the ult coming in. The wall. Have they broken it? Asuna goes down before the plant.
Howdong was so close to him there. But Stellar, wise to it, waiting. Is he expecting a second? He looked like he was, but Smoggy wins out the duel anyway. Spike still not planted. Bang attempting. They've got the Reckoning they're going to have to deal with as well. A 3v2 here turns into a 2v2. Derek has the ult. 1v2. Derek, so good in clutch situations historically. He's going to have to pull off a bloody miracle to win this one, though.
They're stacked on top of each other.
There's not a lot of time. The Spike just on the other side. And while it looked precarious for just a moment, Derek has such little health. They even gave him the 1v1, but the shots do not land as EDG get to 6.
But then to play that clutch as well against Derek. Here's Howdong just finding Asuna.
He was so close to him the entire time. Gutsy call from him, but again, single a limb, best of 3. It has to be Gutsy the entire way.
Yeah, and we're only in map 1. Full best of 3 ahead of us. Let's see how this continues. Ooh, ult off the tag. Derek's trying to find him, and he does. One ping, can he get the second? He goes up the boiler to try to dodge a little bit.
How do they reset here? Again, ideally, 100 Thieves wanting to get a pick off of that ult. And note their buy here. They've got a Stinger in the hands of Bang, a Guardian for Derek too. Now, if they can get Stellar this orb, yeah, he's going to have the lockdown online.
Oh, they're popping it too.
Now you wonder here, as you take a look at the minimap, Cryo's still on the other side. So what's the play here? Do they fully commit to the space they're going to take off of the lockdown? Because Cryo's still going B.
Yeah, Smog has to be aware. He hears the timing right now. He's going to swing him, get a free kill. Austin's playing in the back of sight, really safe, but also really deep.
Meanwhile, the timing mid is going to be key here. No, I thought Concon was going to try to approach a Frank, but no, he's going to join the rest of his team in the attempt at a retake towards A.
Ooh.
There's the op shot, shows up right on
up.
time, pops the blades too. How far will he push it?
The ult is covering the spike. No, it's not. In the back of sight, it's not covering.
He's got it to half. He's got it 3/4 of the way.
Oh.
He's going to stick it as well. It shows they can steal a defuse just as well as 100 Thieves can.
The plant is bad there. I think one thing that happens often is right now, while this is happening from Concon, your team is breaking the wall so that you could clear the back of sight.
Right.
Instead, they just break the back segment and clear that way.
Yeah.
And that is unconventional.
EDG with 3 of the last 4 rounds, and you're starting to feel some of the pressure mount towards the American representatives.
Interesting that 100 Thieves has still been able to cobble together buys.
Yeah. And they aren't always pretty, but you're right, they have them.
Concon with the op. Did find Valley last time, remember, instantly taken out.
Hear that dart hit early on. Cascade to push, and that's another kill netted for the Star Duelists on EDG's team. Note here too, Chichu has the lockdown to use.
Yeah, and Bang going down, maybe it's not as important when you have Cryo playing the Omen on this, but still it's so crucial. You don't have the same tools to pivot. Don't have that orb in mid, don't have the wall to put up on P, but there you go. They have to play aggressive, and they're doing a good job of it. Chichu, can you get out? Yes. That's really important so you can use the lockdown in late round.
Again, you see the individual agency out from Cryo on the Omen. Paranoia scales up off of his own flash and gets the kill on sight.
Look how deep they got the alarm bot too. It's all the way up Gen. This lockdown, I mean, other than Stellar, who's still on site, I'm surprised he's not preemptively walking off, but maybe he can find a kill on How Dong.
Maybe for free. How patient are EDG? No, they're not patient enough. It was one.
And it's planted for them up in Nest right now.
Derek has a shock dart too. The only bit of post-plant utility they have to work with, and there it is,
Cove
instantly
up.
used. They've got the Cove to keep Smoggy safe.
They
or at
can't
least
see the
attempt
Cove. Oh, Derek through the wall.
Concon in this 1v2, time not on his side. He's just gonna have to pick up the op, try to save it, carry it into the next round because the money does not look good for EDG, and that's gonna get 100 Thieves to map point.
Oh, I love this from Concon.
It's gutsy.
Not only conceding the round, throwing the thumbs down, did keep the op up. Remember, he got the first pick on that round. That was almost critical to success.
Yeah, absolutely.
But so many playmakers on this 100 Thieves roster. There's a dart from Derek playing.
Oh, look at the buy for EDG, man.
Yeah, it shambles, but they have Concon with the op. Always hope.
It's been a key instrument to their success in previous rounds, but he's gonna have to do it again, and this time it doesn't look like the hit's going his way. At least not yet. You see him rotating towards B. Will he get here in time? They have the Viper wall. They're gonna have to deal with 2.
Spike is rotated over towards Asuna as well, who will get his res with the plant.
Surely
if he can get it down.
Oh, they're gonna swing without the Viper wall up. It was just a bit early from Cryo.
Oh, there's a gap! No!
Numbers heavily in favor of EDG here.
And it's chaos in the 100 Thieves camp. You saw everybody running towards the spike.
That's another kill going in favor of EDG. Bang shot once again, Aaron. Doesn't land at all. Derek's in this 1v5. He's got utility scaling his way. Nice round out from EDG, right? We've got to give him credit where it's due, but there were a couple of mistakes there from 100 Thieves that tossed the round.
That's a huge blunder there from Asuna. Leaving a gap there, and again, I mean, that's 2 rounds where there's blunders from Asuna.
And Cryo again ahead of the Viper wall, trying to play off of his own flash, but it's just, and you see in moments like this, it's razor thin.
Yeah.
Right? This margin for mistake is so small.
Well, I also love how Concon goes deep in front of that, in front of any utility to block off his angle.
Yeah, yeah.
And he has the dash up. He can take that risk freely, and there's no control of
Bulldog
yellow.
in the hands of Cryo.
Pick down mid. There's 2 players there. Bang's leg is spotted, and he's marked up.
Cryo, the first to fall, and that was the Bulldog.
Yep.
That was the only weapon they had. Now, I believe, yeah,
Bang
Bang
recovered
was
it.
close to pick it up, yeah. So still in play
They're
for now.
fighting the op. I mean, Stellar is on a good angle to challenge, right? It's kind of a one-way against the feed.
Good night, man!
Oh my goodness. This guy is ridiculous.
That's just outrageous.
The jump peek is so well planned and just spotting the head too.
Dude, and you see why people were excited for this EDG roster.
Yes.
Yeah, they looked a little choppy last time we saw them, but they have so much raw skill.
Yeah.
Concon is
All right. I watched the champions run and, you know, the pundits of Platinum were trying to convince me
the platinum chat.
that Edward Gaming was really good. And I just wasn't buying it. And champions kind of convinced me a little bit that they could be a threat in the future.
Yeah.
And now you're seeing, we're predicting, or we're saying, oh, there's an upset happening or something like that, and the other team is the problem. It's not like the Liquid series against Secret where Liquid looked really bad. 100 Thieves still looks great.
Yeah, yeah.
And it's this close.
Very important to point out. Absolutely, I agree with you. Now this is a little different. Remember in the previous round, 100 Thieves tried taking some of the space up tube in the kitchen, but there was opponents waiting on the other side. This time they managed to scale up a little bit, and they're rewarded for a kill onto Haodong.
That spam gave up Haodong's position. He's trying to get a cheeky little bit of damage, and I think he did on the bang.
Whew. What a snap.
I mean, they have to stay fighting this B lane right now. Smoggy and nobody are in trouble.
Yeah,
this is the round win right here. If they can lock this down, they're good.
7 bullets and Smoggy gets 3. Now Chichu on the other side, it looked like they were the ones who were stuck. They were the ones who were trapped and surrounded. But no, they managed to keep 100 Thieves back. Opcon Bang has still so much to do. Nobody's weak, sure. Oh my gosh!
That's a moment. 1 bullet.
15 HP. Nobody weak. 33 seconds.
30 seconds left.
For the ace too.
I mean, surely they know where he is at this point. It all comes down to nobody, and he's weak. Bang, 15 HP as well. 1 bullet secures the round. Secures everything for either of these players. Bang, going aggressive. Here's the rotation. It's 13 seconds left, and it's all on Bang. He's got to pick up Spike. He's got to get there quick. As you see, nobody going around. He's got the Hunter's Fury, too.
There's no shock. Can Bang dodge the Hunter's Fury?
There it is.
The dart is delayed. Oh, no time.
It's delayed
no time.
Gorgeously. What a play out from nobody to have the wherewithal to run away, avoid the fight, and then use the Hunter's Fury to secure it.
There for them was to stay and fight on this B lane right here, Smoggy. They're pushing up with the drone, and 100 Thieves is challenging because of all the mid presence that they have. They think they're getting a pinch off, but no, they're not. Great attempt from Bang. And even gets the spike down too, which actually maybe nets them a little bit of a light buy here.
Yeah, better buy for sure.
Look at how many ults there are for 100 Thieves. KJ ult, Viper ult, so many impactful ones right now, and nothing on the side of EDG. They just used the Hunter's Fury to lock up that round.
Derek also, as you talk about ults for the side of 100 Thieves, Derek's just 1 point away from having his. They still have a few lifelines to work with here, but as we mentioned a couple of rounds ago, EDG are applying so much pressure.
It's so tough to figure out where Kong is, too. He's almost always been picking the right side to go to.
Yep. There it is. That should confirm things. The question is, do they double down? Do they push into this? They try to push him off. They go aggressive, and they're rewarded with the kill. Once again, the plan up in Nest, the wall up too.
Oh, and this controls underneath, too.
Oh, but nobody's up. Oh, they're going to clear him. That's the Viper's Pit!
The KJ ult, though, that's something else you have to deal with. Asuna gets another one on site, gets traded out. Cryo with the up.
It's a 3v2 here. It's scaled up. They're going to have to respect it.
Still a Cove, still a High Tide, still some tools in this post plan, but Derek did get the kill to have his Hunter's Fury, so locked up the last one with one, but this time it might be your downfall.
Smoggy going up top. You hear him taking the rope, and there it is. The Hunter's Fury should secure things. And no, it's actually the stick.